Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah here and I hope you all are doing well. Today's video is another speed build and it is a tiny house that I built in Willow Creek, and I cannot remember the lot size. I thought it was a 20 by 15, but it looks a little bit bigger than that, so I'm not sure what the lot size is, but it is one of the smaller lots. So I wanted to kind of build for this house. I wanted it to kind of have a green theme. I don't love the siding that ended up on it, but I didn't have a lot of options if I wanted to go with the green, and so that is kind of what we went with, and I don't hate it. It does kind of blend in with the other houses in this neighborhood, but it wasn't my favorite thing. So we kind of do have a green theme going on though on the outside and on the inside when we get in there. And it is a small house. You'll see when we do get inside that I put in a single bed, but you could definitely move some things around and get a double bed in there because it has a small living area also, so you could delete some of that stuff and have room for a double bed also in the second sim. But so right now what we're building is the garden area and just the little pathway up to the house. And what I did was I grabbed there's like a white wall option kind of thing in debug menu, and it's just this really long white wall, and I used that. I sized a couple of them down, but I used that and I used the tool mod to kind of push it into the ground just to border the pathway and to border the garden area. I don't always love the way that fencing looks when I use it to border stuff like that, so that is what I was going for there, just a cleaner look. And I did that on one of my most recent builds and I liked the way it looked. Hopefully you guys will see that build soon, but I did like the way it turned out, so I decided to just go on and do it again for this build. And right now we're just decorating the yard, the back of the house and the front yard, and as you can see I'm putting in a lot of the debug grass, and in just a little while we'll go back and put in some stones from debug also. And what I wanted to do with that was just kind of have a little bit of an unkept yard, because even though this is a sim that loves to garden, they don't want to fool with yard work so much. So I wanted the yard to look a little bit messy and a little bit more ignored. But as you can see, the back of the house kind of has more flowers and more landscaping like that. But I kind of wanted that to be a backdrop for the house, and you kind of don't notice it when it's finished. You really don't notice it because of the garden area. But I had to put something in there, and that is what I just kind of put, like a little bit of a wild kind of area with a bunch of different plants and stuff like that. So now we're just going to add in the planters for the garden area, and we should add in some stones just to add a little bit of decoration underneath those planters. And I'm going to go on in just a little while and put in some debug plants and go on and evolve them, I think is what the word is in the game. I cannot even remember right now, but I go on and speed up the process, and so you can actually see in a little while, you'll actually see what it looks like with the plants in there. I just wanted to go on and make it look a little bit more finished. And as for decorations around the garden, I wanted to have lighter colors, like more like the white, and I wanted to have plenty of flowers and color like that because I just felt like that added to the garden kind of look. And right now we are adding 2 windows, and I'm using the tool mod to kind of rotate them a little bit. And what I wanted to do with this initially was I wanted to have the 2 windows kind of up and have some kind of plant that was around them, but kind of you could still see the window peeking out. And I ended up actually changing my mind, and I used these flower bases, I guess I will call them. They're part of the wall decor from Get Together, so I used that, as you can see, just to kind of put in each square and just kind of decorate it like that. And so it just kind of adds to another little part of the garden maybe. Like, even though your Sims can't actually use it, it kind of looks like that's something that they could have. So we're just adding in the finishing touches to the front of the house, because that is really all you see of this house. It's kind of, because of the garden and stuff like that, this is really the only side that you notice. So I kind of put most of the decorations there. And now we're just adding in those plants, like I said, and we will go on and skip forward. But I actually put, as far as the trees, as you can see, we're going in now to decorate the house, but I used the grow fruit trees, and I didn't think about the glow from them, but the glow actually does come into the house a little bit. So if I played with this house, I actually would change those, because I don't like the way the glow comes through. That area is actually the kitchen area, and it just kind of comes through and it makes everything look a little dirty to me. So I don't love that, but that's just the trees that I chose to kind of just for pictures and to kind of see what it looked like and stuff like that. So that's something that could definitely be changed. But now we're just decorating the inside, like I said, and this is the bed. That was the bed area, and it's super small. And then this is the living area. Like I said, you can move that. Maybe if you were playing as a single parent who had a child or something, you could definitely find room for them. And then the kitchen is the last thing, and it's not a huge kitchen, but it's not just terribly small either. And we're just gonna add some decorations behind the counters, and just different photos and stuff like that. And we're gonna add a little bit of clutter, but because it was so small, I didn't want to add too much clutter, because sometimes the Sims can't use the counters if I add too much. So I didn't want that to happen. So I just added a few towels and paintings, and I tried to make the wall the more cluttered area. So we do add a few things that you can see here, but that is pretty much this build. The tour should be coming up soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having an awesome day.